Hey, listeners, get ready to transform your career and finances. In 2025, join us for the Health and Wealth Expo retreat in February and then the live expo in May. Save the dates for two powerful experiences that will transform your career, finances, and well being. Mark your calendars now. Welcome to Nurses with Voices. I'm Dr. Lendra, your host and fellow nurse who's traded in burnout for breakthroughs. I'm here to show you how to transform your nursing career into one filled with purpose, reduced stress, and incredible opportunities. Whether you're looking to start your own business, build generational wealth, or simply find a healthier role in nursing, this podcast is for you. Join me to explore practical strategies to overcome burnout, combat bias, and chart new paths in nursing. It's time to reclaim your voice and reimagine your future in healthcare. Let's get started. Welcome back to another episode of Nurses with Voices. I'm Dr. Lendra. And, today I want to I'm going to do things a little differently with the episode. And, I want to talk about, well, before we talk about the recap that I have to give you guys on the Health and Wealth Expo, I want to talk about the month of October. So the month of October has been so enlightening. It's been all about awareness. It's been about education. So October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We had our DMPs of Color Gala and conference. DMP conference was this month. We had the Health and Wealth Expo Live Summit. That was this month, right? Um, and we're rounding the month off with my birthday, which is November 1st. So I am just really excited. I'm excited about the things that are about to take place and that are the things to come to finish out the year 2024. And I have to say that 2024 it's definitely been a good year for me, and I hope it has been just as good a year for you. And I want to sum it up because really to be able to end the year with a Health and Wealth Expo Live Summit, we held one virtually earlier this year, and then to be ending the year off with my Burnout to Breakthrough course, which I'm going to get to that. It's just really, it feels like things are really just coming full circle, and I'm excited about it, and I wanted to share that with you. And talking about the expo was, what can I say? It was just a powerful in-person event where healthcare professionals and other industry experts came together to explore ways to build not just careers, but lasting wealth, health, and resilience. And the expo was a labor of love. And what I mean is, seeing firsthand how healthcare workers, particularly nurses, are they're often stretched very thin, right? And burnt out, with many questioning whether or not, this career is sustainable. And in recent years, healthcare professionals have been, just really leaving the bedside. And not because they don't love the work that they're doing, it's because they're emotionally and physically just exhausted and they're drained. And it just takes such a toll on them financially, physically, and physiologically. And it's overwhelming. So I wanted to create a space where that we could really tackle these challenges head on with practical strategies, and equip our nurses, nurse practitioners, and aspiring nurses with, and healthcare professionals as well, with the tools, right, to thrive, so that, that saying, so that we're thriving and not just surviving. And and let me take you back a little bit to the beginning, and maybe this will help you understand where this all started and give you some insight into the Health and Wealth Expo and why it's a passion project for me. And so why so you might be asking yourself, why is a nurse hosting a Health and Wealth Expo, and why in Maryland, and why hold the first expo in Maryland? And during my time in healthcare leadership, I dealt with a significant amount of bias, which ultimately led to burnout for me. And, to the point where my businesses are actually the direct result of my experience as a healthcare leader. And I wrote a book about it. And my book is titled Confessions of a Nurse Executive, and the subtitle is The Conscious and Unconscious Bias in Healthcare. Now, Lowe's Consulting and Lowe's Consulting Group and Associates, I have to throw that in there, hosted my book signing last year, and it was around this time, October. And so we launched my book. Lowe's Consulting hosted my book signing, and during the book signing we got into a lot of discussion surrounding health and wealth and bias in healthcare, and how it not only affects us as healthcare workers, but it also affects our families and our communities. And it was a really, really healthy discussion. And from that discussion, the Health and Wealth Expo, a virtual summit, was curated. And that was a success, and we were asked to host the expo in person. And what better way to bring things back full circle than to go where it all started from, going back to that DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. I'll make sure I have to make sure I say that, because not everyone knows what DMV means. And I had to realize that, because I would post things like, the DMV area, anyone available in the DMV area, and people are like, DMV, like Department of Motor Vehicles, and I'm like, no, like, but I realized, like, okay, everyone doesn't look at it as that. So that's why I'm just saying it out, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And we decided to use the National Harbor, and because it's just very just the essence of what we were trying to accomplish, just bringing it back to Maryland. Like I said, that DMV area, and we hosted it at the National Harbor, which was a huge success. And I'm glad we had it there. But it was bringing it back to the area where it all started from. And you know, when I started planning this event, like, I knew it had to address two key areas, which were building generational wealth and fostering holistic health. Because so many healthcare workers are experts at caring for others, but often we struggle with caring for ourselves and our own well being and our financial futures. So, our goal was simple yet profound, right? Provide actionable steps for breaking out of the cycle of burnout and empowering attendees with knowledge about personal finances, wellness, entrepreneurship. And this event wasn't just a summit, like, it was a call to action to take control of our careers, our financial futures. And it resonated deeply with the attendees who were there. We kicked off with me sharing my story, touching on handling bias and burnout in healthcare and starting my businesses. And the response were, they were just like head nods, like all around, and people were like clapping. And then we had dynamic keynote sessions covering a range of topics. We explored investment basics and real estate, side businesses, tailored for healthcare professionals, because the event was tailored for healthcare professionals. We even talked about, navigating risk in employment risk with human resources, for healthcare professionals. We talked about managing your mental health through mindfulness and self care. Attendees, they were taking notes, they were, engaging in thoughtful discussions, they were connecting with potential mentors who've walked in their paths right before. And I had the pleasure of seeing, nurses and other healthcare professionals exchange aha moments and share their own strategies, blending personal experience with professional growth. This was not just an event. It felt like a movement, a community committed to lifting each other up. And that's what it's about, right? Lifting each other up. We had panel discussions and the panel discussion really stood out. Our fireside chat and real estate discussions, panel discussions, I should say, consisted of experts from various backgrounds, from branding to real estate and, of course, healthcare. And the topics covers were they were raw and real, right? So we discussed, steps to building your brand as a healthcare professional, how nurses can differentiate themselves in crowded spaces, right? And strategies to monetize your personal brand, and immediate steps nurses can take to position themselves as thought leaders. The real estate panel discussion, really, talked about the syndication model in real estate, and the importance of community development and having those relationships with your bankers and trusting your realtors, and what that space can look like. With a lot of gentrification taking place, especially in areas like DC, you want to have a trusted partner when utilizing real estate to really start to build generational wealth, and you know having those passive income streams. So the expo would not have been the same without the esteemed speakers, right? Each bringing their own expertise to inspire and empower, sharing valuable strategies on, navigating government contracting. And, Raul, he gave us, some great profound guidance on building and elevating your personal and professional brand. We talked about family legacies and mental health, wealth building strategies. Darius Stanton, he talked about his win to the third power model, his approach in delving into system leadership and how to drive success. He actually spoke during our VIP networking reception. And, we talked about real estate. We talked about we had Darlene Brown talking about divine empowerment, right? And encouraging all of us to embrace our purpose with confidence and resilience. And then, our Teresa Barrow, she brought it all together with the financial literacy aspect, really equipping us with the essential tools for long-term financial stability. And I can't forget our gracious host, right? So our host, Natasha Coleman, she kept the event flowing beautifully, creating a warm and engaging atmosphere. And I just want to thank all of the attendees, right? Everyone who attended, whether you were a speaker, guest speaker, attendee, it was our inaugural Health and Wealth Expo Live Summit, and you helped make our first in-person event a remarkable success. And we're grateful for the energy, the insights, the positivity that you brought to the day. And it was just a transformative day of learning and connecting. And, and let's talk about the networking, right? Imagine a room of people who understand exactly what you've been through and where you want to go. And there were so many opportunities to connect over coffee and, even form some informal meetups, after the sessions. And I saw people exchanging numbers, LinkedIn profiles, and just sharing stories. And the connections made at the summit were not just for a day, they felt like the start of lifelong partnerships. So when we think about what's next for the Health and Wealth Expo, we're going to, we're just getting started. So let me say that we had such an incredible response that we're planning future sessions, both in person and virtual, so more healthcare professionals can really access these invaluable resources and connections. And for all of you who couldn't make it, well, we'll be launching a follow-up series. And what do I mean by that? I'm excited to announce that we'll be hosting a health and wealth retreat in February 2025 and a Health and Wealth Expo Live Summit in May 2025. Now, the Health and Wealth Retreat, so picture a serene setting where you can escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life. This retreat will be a rejuvenating experience designed to focus on both your personal and professional well-being. And you can expect transformative workshops, which will be engaging sessions led by experts that delve into topics like mindfulness, stress management, financial literacy, interactive sessions that include meditation, team building exercises, wine tours, skiing. So it's February and we're thinking about doing this in the Poconos. Now we're thinking about the Poconos is where it's going to be. And remember that's February. So if you are a skier, this will be your time to really relax your mind while learning, right? You'll have opportunities for one-on-one coaching sessions where you can dive deep into your goals and challenges. And again, the networking, you'll connect with like-minded healthcare professionals who share your passion and create lasting relationships that extend beyond the retreat. So the retreat is all about creating a space for reflection, renewal, and building a solid foundation for your health and your wealth journey. Now, when we consider and talk about the Health and Wealth Live Summit, we're bringing directly what we've been doing: keynote speakers, panel discussions, workshops, breakout sessions, networking opportunities. And you're going to get inspired by leaders in healthcare, finance, and wellness. So again, I love creating these spaces. I love being able to bring these opportunities for us to start our business, create passive income streams, and really learn a holistic approach to being able to live without burnout and live in an environment where we feel supported and we're networking with like-minded individuals. Because remember, your network is your net worth, right? And so you have to get around like-minded people who want the same things that you want. And I just can't wait for these events in May 2025. They promise to be transformative, experiences that blend education, inspiration, and connection. So mark your calendars and stay tuned for more details and how to register. Because we're going to continue this journey of health, wealth, and well-being in our amazing healthcare community. And I want to wrap up with a heartfelt thank you, to all who attended, supported, and spread the word about the Health and Wealth Expo. Thank you. You've shown me that the future of healthcare is not just in treating others, but in taking care of ourselves too, right? And to all my listeners, this journey is to build a supportive, resilient community of healthcare professionals. And it's only possible because of people like you. So let's keep this momentum going so we can redefine what it means to thrive in healthcare. And before we close, if you're excited about these topics, if you're as excited as I am, I'd love for you to join our Burnout to Breakthrough Alliance network on LinkedIn. So stay tuned. It will be opening soon. And for those listeners on Facebook, we've opened our Health and Wealth Expo private community where attendees and subscribers are joining. And it's a space where we want to continue these conversations. We want to share resources and build a community committed to creating positive change in healthcare and ourselves. And just don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so that you don't miss any upcoming episodes to our Health and Wealth Follow Up Service series, to our Health and Wealth Follow Up series. And if you're dealing with burnout, I have a free downloadable guide that is attached in the show notes to help you beat burnout. And I have a course titled Breaking Free, it's a comprehensive guide to escaping nurse burnout. And it's going to be releasing on Black Friday. So more to come with that. So just thank you. Thank you for tuning in to Nurses with Voices. I'm Dr. Lendra, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you. Until next time, make sure you stay inspired, stay educated, and stay empowered. And remember that your health is your wealth.